Yep.
I'm going to come in and get my meal for half price.
Nope, I got
So Dak is like, I can't get too close because I need all my money. I don't need 85%, 90% of my money. I need all my money. Skip, it's just hard for me to imagine that Dak Prescott has navigated the minefield. Now, he got nicked a little bit, but it didn't knock him out. They're going to put cortisone in that shoulder again. They're going to numb it up, give him some pain medicine again. But he navigated. He's going to come out of this season. It's hard for me to believe that I won't give you a discount in the beginning, but I navigate these murky waters. But now I'm on the other side, and I'm looking across like, hey, he's going to be close to 5,000 yards, could possibly be 30 touchdowns, and I'm going to give you a discount now? No, he's not going to skip. He's not going to take less than what Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. That was always, Skip, that was always the floor. That was for him because you said, I mean, I don't believe you can make the case for Jared Goff. Okay, I think Wentz is better considering the weapons that he has, but he's not going to take less, Skip. You know that now. You know that.
Well, Jen summed it up to start this off. Franchise tag, here we come.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
I love franchise tag. Bad blood. Oh, because you bet against me.
Well,
in other words, you put that franchise tag on me, you bet against me.
We will have the Dallas version of the Kirk Cousins syndrome in Washington.
And you know how that is. But see, Kirk is like, hold on. That's $25 million against your cap, hard money that you could have had prorated when you gave me this contract. And guess what, Skip? Kurt says, all I got to do is end up healthy. Skip, there's never a situation that's a guy that's a free agent. If he finishes the season healthy, somebody's going to pay him on the open market. If Dak hits the open market, you don't think Jacksonville will be a major player?
No, they would. A lot of people.
Exactly.
Plenty of people.
So Dak like, oh, yeah, I'm good. Skip, that hurt.
I'm not good.
No lack of drama in Dallas.
Nope, never.
Could Jason Garrett be unemployed after this weekend?
Nope.
Good question.
Love Red.
So
Yeah.
we'll discuss that next.
That's a good man, Skip.
This new crisper taste truly keeps getting even better. Just like you, Derek.
I do?
Yeah, now you're Derek holding a Truly that's way better than a regular Derek.
Thanks.
Together. Custom Ink has hundreds of products to help you look and feel like a team. Get started today at customink.com.
On this season. Rumors are swirling that the Cowboys would be ready to move on from Garrett if they don't make a deep playoff run. Shannon, is Jason Garrett still the Cowboys head coach come Tuesday?
Hell, is he still the head coach now?
Good
question. I thought he was fired after the New England game. Skip, you remember how
I would have fired him after the New England game.
You remember how distraught Jared was? And then the following week in Chicago, Skip, they football lifers. They together, they bonded at the hip. The thing is, Jerry is so close to this situation that he views Jason Garrett almost like a son. He looks at him almost like he looks at Jerry Jr. and Steven and Charlotte. That's how close he is. And because he's so close, and this is why a lot of time owners and coaches don't get this close. This is the reason why coaches and players, because it makes you, Skip, it clouds your judgment. You're like, man, Jason's he's really a good guy. You know, if a bad break here, we should have won the game here. Then you start making excuses and looking for reasons why to keep him against your better judgment because you don't want to see him go. So for me, Skip, I have no idea what Jerry's going to do because he's always talking about other coaches. You hear him talk about Urban Meyer. I didn't talk to Urban, but that's not to say I won't have interest in talking to him. The reporters asking everybody, even the players, would they be interested in taking a coach of the team that already has a coach? Everybody's speculating. Skip, I have no earthly idea. You know what? I know if I don't have an idea, I tell you who doesn't have an idea, Jerry Jones, because he's conflicted. He's saying if we win the division, win a playoff game, do I fire him?
No, he wouldn't fire him under those circumstances. If they did that, I believe he would keep him.
So for me, Skip, this is one of the very few times in my life I honestly can say I have no earthly idea what Jerry Jones is going to do. Because you know why? Because Jerry doesn't. Because I just knew that Jerry Jones was going to, because he was seething. I just knew he was going to wake up when he got his butt back to Dallas, he was going to sleep on it, and he was going to call in, Jason gone. And then the following week, Skip, he was almost wanted to cry like that's his son. Like, you know, they're beating up on my son, and it's not all his fault. So I'm going to say there's a 65% chance that Jason is still the head coach.
By Tuesday?
Tuesday.
You could be right about that. And I am here to admit publicly that this is the first time in my Cowboy-loving life that I can remember rooting crazily against my team on Sunday against the rival Redskins, because the worst scenario I can imagine, the most nightmarish of all, would be if the Cowboys come out and win 44-0, and because Jerry can be a prisoner of the emotion of the moment, he throws up his hands as he walks to the locker room and he thinks, you know what? That's the team that I thought we were going to have this year, so let's try it again next year.
One more year.
I'll figure the quarterback contract out. We'll get this team right for next year, and I'll go forward with a coach I still believe in. That would be the ultimate nightmare. So I need Case Keenum to close the case.
I ain't never heard anybody root for Case Keenum.
Well, I am.
Other than Minnesota that year.
Well, he did pull off a Minnesota miracle, so now I need a Dallas miracle. I need it badly because Jerry he's not prone to do what everybody else does, because the NFL negative tradition is you fire the coach on Monday.
Right.
If you're ready to, you just wait until Monday and you fire him on Monday, and we.
Or you do like Tepper, you know you're not bringing him back.
Then
You fire him.
And you know what? I really respected that because he didn't want him to twist in the wind, and he didn't want him to have to hear rumors about, I'm talking to this guy, I got feelers out over here.
But Skip, he gave him a number.
Yeah.
He says, I need you to get to this number. Yeah. And when it became obviously he wasn't going to get to that number, okay, I'm moving on.
Okay, fine. So Jerry's not prone to do the traditional coach firing Monday. So to me, Jerry will either fire him on Sunday night. That's what, if Case Keenum wins on Sunday, it's late evening, obviously. I believe Jerry, because he is prone to knee-jerk reaction, because that's the way he fired Jimmy Johnson once upon a time. I believe he might just announce right after the game when he does his media scrum.
No, Skip, he can't do that.
He might.
No, he can't do that.
He just might.
Don't do the man like that.
Well, he would go tell Jason quickly, I'm going to move on, and I love you like a son, but I'm going to move on, and he would just go tell the media.
You moving on to where? You moving out of Highland? You moving out of Highland Park?
No.
Oh, you moving on without me?
Yes. Without you.
So it's one of those situations, it's not you, it's me?
Because
when in actuality, it's you.
Jerry's going to want the stage to himself. And you don't have the stage to yourself on typical coach firing NFL Monday.
Because everybody, 4 or 5 coaches are going to get fired.
Yeah, and so then, you don't want that.
Right.
So it could be that he would either wait until Tuesday or Wednesday, or to me, the typical predictable Jerry move would be, boom, do it on Sunday night. That's the way he did Jimmy. It was over, and he called over. He went back to the hotel. This was at the league meetings in, I believe it was in Tampa. And he went back to the hotel and called over 2 reporters from the Dallas Morning News from the bar and said, I got some breaking news for you. Jimmy Johnson has just been fired. He didn't know that yet,
Right.
but he had been fired. And he also dropped the hint that I think I'm going to hire Barry Switzer as the next head coach. So there are two bombshells. And
He had already been working on that, then, Skip.
Okay. Well, in his head,
Yes, right.
Well, surely he's been working on this. So I don't want to be a hypocrite about this. I got to reiterate that after Jason's second year, and I know Jason pretty well from the days I covered him when he was the backup to Troy Aikman. And to your point, he's really a good guy.
Yeah, I like
He's just not a head coach. Never was a head coach, because part of your duties as a head coach, part of your repertoire has to be the ability to motivate a group of men in a locker room or in a meeting.
Right.
Incapable. He is the classic unmotivator, because his cliches and his platitudes start falling on deaf ears.
Right.
After a while, if you played for him, you just tune it out because you've heard it all before. There's nothing new. There's nothing inspirational about it. You tune him out. You just look right through his clapping on the sidelines, because he's going to clap whether you turn it over or score a touchdown. He's just going to keep clapping.
And that's the thing, Skip. The thing that really good coaches can do is that they can identify, okay, I got 53 guys, and you treat them all fair, but you don't treat them all the same, and you don't coach them all the same. Some guys, Skip, you praise them. And that's what positive stimuli is what gets them to go. Some guys you got to ride, Skip. Some guys you got to kick in the butt. But you have to understand that you can't coach everybody the same, because everybody is not going to respond to the same stimuli. And it seems like Jason, Skip, like I said, I don't really know him. I just had a couple of casual conversations with him. But like I said, in the times that I've talked to him, I like him. But the thing that you know is that if you try to coach, okay, this is a team, these grown men, I'm going to treat them all. Grown men are just like a room full of kids at times. And all they do, they're all 4 and 5 year olds, but they're not all the same. And you can't handle them the same. And so Jason if he gets relieved of his duties in Cowboys, and I believe he'll get another opportunity, Skip, he needs, I think a lot of times you're better the second time around. Look at Coach Belichick. He was a lot better coach the second time around. Pete Carroll, it took him 3 times around, because Skip, he was at the Jets, New England, and ended up went back to USC. But in the NFL, Mike Shanahan was the Raiders, and then he came to Denver. So normally the second time around, Skip, it's better because you have an understanding. Like, okay, that was one of the mistakes I made as a first-time head coach.
Okay, I
won't make that one again.
Okay, so again, Jason took over for Wade Phillips and went 5-3 down the stretch back in 2010. But then his first 2 years as head coach, he goes 8-8 and 8-8. And I called for his job after the second 8-8. And he proceeded the next year to go 8-8 again. And then miracles started happening, because every other year from then on,
14,
the heavens
16,
opened
18.
and something fell out of heaven. First year was 2014, and that guy DeMarco Murray suddenly led the league in rushing. And all of a sudden, Romo and Dez just connected on like